Hi, folks. I'm Mike Morales. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff. It's a special edition on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy out there is
Mabel in Colorado.
Todd is going to demonstrate and make us when we're recording this, folks. It's National Margarita Day. Okay, you're probably watching this somewhere in May or June at this point.
It's a day for Margarita.
Yeah, but we're gonna make. He's gonna, in just to commemorate the day, and of course, 2/2/22.
Oh yeah,
because we're opening a portal. Okay, so Todd is going. This is Todd's portal margarita.
There we go. I like that.
And I'm just gonna let him. You walk us through it. You tell us what you're using,
Okay.
and first of all, show the booze because that's the most important.
Yeah. Ta-da! Dona Loca Blanco.
Yeah, he's making this with the organic Dona Loca Blanco, which if you haven't seen the review, go back, watch the review, and then get yourself a bottle. Okay. So I asked Todd, I said, is this cocktail worthy? He goes, well, of course. He says, I'm almost tempted to go get my equipment and go make a margarita. I go, okay, wait, save it. So he's making it now. So here we go. You walk.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start with 1.5 ounces of the Dona Loca.
He doesn't eyeball anything.
No. Because there are certain cocktails you just can't. If you do, it's gonna wreck it. So just don't do it.
Just don't.
And then I'm doing 3/4 ounce of Grand Marnier. Now, in full disclosure, I have a real bias for Grand Marnier because back in 2015, I won a cocktail contest that took me to France for a week. So yeah, I love those guys.
Hey, it's okay. Grand Marnier is.
I mean, it's a good spirit too.
Yeah,
it makes a great margarita.
Yeah.
So 3/4 ounce Grand Marnier. And actually, the other reason I want to use Grand Marnier is because I'm using this Jalapeno pine nut liqueur from Santa Fe Spirits. And the cognac in the Grand Marnier is going to go really well with the pine nut from this.
But those of you who are familiar with pine nuts, who are watching us in the Southwest, that's also piñon. Because pine nuts, I think off camera you explained to me that they're getting the pine nuts from New Mexico.
The local, like within 30 miles of the distillery.
Yeah.
So, but only 1/4 ounce of this because it's got a lot of flavor in it. It's fantastic. But 1/4 ounce of that goes into there.
Okay.
And then 3/4 ounce lime juice. Now, I live up in the mountains. The closest grocery store is 45 minutes away, an hour, something like that. So instead of using fresh limes, which go bad really quickly up here, because I don't have enough time to use them all, I'm using this is Santa Cruz organic lime juice. Because
Okay.
And 3/4 ounce of that into my tin. Woo. And now we're going to add some ice. I like using these big, like square cubes.
Oh yeah.
Because they make it nice and cold, but don't add a lot of dilution. I'm doing like 4 of those. And then put it all together. And a shake. Okay, when my hand starts to freeze, I know it's done. And now we strain it into the glass.
So no salt rimming on the glass. No, not necessary.
I'm not a big fan of salts. No. Honestly, I discovered so salt suppresses bitterness. And if you do a high quality tequila like this one, I don't feel it's going to be needed, So yeah, I tend to avoid. The closest I get, also, the spiced tahini.
The tahini, yeah.
Yeah, the tahini, the chili lime, that'll put on the rim of a glass because, that's really good. Way better than just plain salt. Yeah.
So tell us how it tastes.
Oh, I did good.
Wow,
I did good.
That's Todd Mabel's portal margarita. National Margarita Day. That's beautiful. And look at your ice game is on point, man. That's the ice sphere.
Yeah.
I have a hard
It's just
time
honestly,
here.
it's just a mold I picked up from Tavolo. Just fill it in, put a cap on it in the freezer.
Wow.
So yeah.
So that okay. So one more time, show the ingredients so we know if anybody at home watching, you want to try this margarita. First of all, Dona Loca Blanco.
Yep. Ounce and a half, Dona Loca Blanco. And then 3/4 ounce Grand Marnier, 1/4 ounce of the Aficionado Piñón liqueur, and then 3/4 ounce lime juice. Yeah, there's enough. This is great. The agave is coming through. It's not just.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how's the Blanco standing up?
Really well. That's why I disagree. I mean, I'm getting notes that the Piñón comes in there,
right?
But the agave is right there. I'm like, hey, I'm here. This is my margarita.
Well, when I get out to Colorado, you have to make me a few of those, because I don't.
Oh heck yeah!
I don't make cocktails. I'm just I sip. That's what I do. So sure. It's rare that I do that. Even Sangrita. I'm so lazy that I'll just get spicy V8 and call it good. But we actually have a Sangrita that won an award from us last year, our brand of promise, and it's a genuine Sangrita that you can actually get on Amazon. So that's
cool.
That's become my favorite thing now. So because it's made.
I love a good Sangrita.
Yeah,
Sangritas are great. I actually have a recipe for one, so I'll send it to you.
You know what? Yeah, no, absolutely. Actually, send it to me, but I'll forward it to Lisa so we can input it, because it's funny. We get questions like, I haven't met a person who enjoys a Sangrita who doesn't have his own recipe. I used to. Sure. I know a gentleman, and we haven't seen each other for years, but he was retired at the time. He's still retired. Lives on a boat off of Puerto Vallarta somewhere. And when he goes inland, when he goes to the mainland to bars and restaurants, and he says, I want a Sangrita. I want it made like this. He hands him a business card, and on the back of the business card is his recipe, because awesome. he wants his Sangrita made this way.
Sure.
And funny, one of the best Sangritas I've ever had was at a place called Felipe's. It's a family-owned restaurant in Wichita, Kansas. And they made me a Cazador jug, a 1.7 liter jug of that to take with me, because we were on the road.
That's awesome.
So, and in fact, that recipe, somebody we follow on Twitter, he's a former newscaster in Albuquerque that we follow each other, and another one out of San Antonio. And so the three of us were communicating, and he reached out to me and he said, hey, I had a Sangrita the other day. I've never had it. It's wonderful. I want to make one. Do you have a recipe? I go, yeah. I sent him the one from Felipe's. He goes, that's what I'm looking for, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So please send us, because we're talking about, Sangritas and parallel or peripheral additions to your tequila or your cocktail. If you have a favorite recipe, send it in. That could be we could include you in the next cocktail issue. We just released a Tequila Aficionado cocktail issue where all of our brands of promise were able to submit their recipes for favorite cocktails. They can. We featured a lot of signature cocktails with the actual bartender who made that happen. So we got some bartenders featured in there. Lisa Peach, our managing partner, is going bananas because now she says, I'm working on the second edition. So we may see Todd's Margarita in the second edition, and your Sangrita recipe too. So
sweet.
Send it in.
For the record, I've had help on this, just so you know.
Hey, it's okay. It's a snow day for you. You're not going anywhere.
Well, no, my partner's over here, and I handed him the Margarita, and I've been having a hard time getting it back. So yeah, there's that.
You're just gonna have to make more.
I'm gonna have.
Can you mail me? Can you drizzly me one of your drinks? Oh my God. Anyway, that's our take on Todd Mayville's signature cocktail made with Dona Loca Blanco Doña Loca Organic Blanco. You
Yep.
need to get this in your library right now. If you're an organic nut
Indeed.
like we are. Oh my God, that was I'm going to call it the Portal Margarita. Does it have an actual?
I like it.
I like it. Portal.
That's the name. It's the Portal Margarita.
Yes, a Portal Margarita, and it was devised on today to commemorate the day of February 2nd, 22nd, 2022. So it's Deuces Wild. We could have called it Deuces Wild. But nobody will get that. Portal Margarita sounds a little bit more sincere. And anyway, folks, you've been watching and listening to a special edition of Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in Southern California. That guy enjoying his own Portal Margarita is.
Well, I did. It's all gone now. Todd Mayville in Colorado. I got to make another margarita.
Oh my gosh. If you folks are watching us on Instagram, thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a like because that helps on the algorithm. If you're listening to us on Spotify, download wherever you're getting your, if it's iTunes, Spotify, 9 other platforms, whatever you do. Tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.